As the war in Ukraine continues, leaders from around the world are doing everything they can to bring it to an end. There are at least over 140 different countries that are against Russia's actions. This was confirmed by U.S. chargé d'affaires to Namibia, Jess Long.
One of the things that really stands out about this is that on March 2nd, 141 countries at the UN voted to condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And those are countries from every continent, inhabited continent in the world. And it's been horrifying. We're seeing growing evidence of war crimes with the targeting of civilians. We've seen Russia bomb hospitals, bomb apartment buildings, bomb shelters where children and women were sheltering in place, and they'd been clearly labeled. So it is incredibly concerning and having just devastating effect on the people of Ukraine.
Russia reportedly claims that there are labs across Ukraine where the U.S. is secretly developing biological weapons. Russia is said to be making these claims to justify the invasion. Long says this is completely false.
It's Russia that has been having a chemical and biological weapons program for years, not Ukraine, not other countries. It's Russia, and they have carried out attacks using chemical agents in other countries. And so it's incredibly worrisome, and it's also worrisome that they are making these false allegations, as they often do, to then cover if they themselves conduct a chemical or biological attack. So their narrative is false, and Ukraine is in full compliance with the chemical and biological weapons conventions.
There is great concern over Russia's alleged plan to use nuclear weapons if its existence is threatened. Long therefore feels it is important for countries around the world to stand together and make it clear to Russia that what they're doing is unacceptable.
This is a concern not just for the United States, this is a concern for the whole world, that Russia has nuclear weapons. And so I think that is one of the reasons why it's been so important for the world to come together and make clear to Russia that this has been a gross violation of international law and the UN Charter, already their invasion and this war against an unprovoked sovereign nation. But also to make clear that any use of these terrible weapons of nuclear, chemical, biological are completely unacceptable, and they would face a very swift response, not just from the United States, but from the global community.
The impact of the war can be felt across the entire world, and experts are certain that the effects could be devastating, mainly to developing countries like Namibia. While this may be true, the U.S. chargé d'affaires to Namibia says the U.S. government remains committed to supporting Namibia through various programs.